Hazrat, could you please give some advice on how to maintain and strengthen our spiritual self whilst enduring the trials and ups and downs of this life?
See, these ups and downs of the spiritual level is a natural thing. And it's impossible for you to maintain the same status and standard throughout your life. There is an example of some Sahaba who felt this change. And one of them appeared to Ahmad before Ahmad and said, Ya Rasulullah, please pray for me, I am a munafiq. So Rasulullah said, what do you mean by you are a munafiq? You are not a munafiq. He said, you know, when I am with you or close to you, I feel so elated spiritually. And when I return and go away, I feel suddenly going down, climbing down in my spiritual level. So Rasulullah said, smiled and said, this is not munafiq, this happens. It is a relief from God. Everybody cannot maintain the same standard. Moreover, when you are with me, your position is quite different. But even about other people, they cannot maintain the same standard, or that will become a routine process. Ups and downs are a beauty in themselves. So pray to Allah that with every up and down, you rise higher and higher and higher. You know, some birds fly and come down and fly and come down, but every time they grow higher and higher and higher. So this is this life as well. You should continue to pray to Allah that after every fall, let me rise even higher than before. And inshallah, Allah will listen to that prayer.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Hazrat, my question have two parts. A few days ago on television, they said that scientists are about to discover vaccination against AIDS. What is Hazrat's opinion? Will they succeed? And we as a believers...
First of all, I let you know that this is all a gossip. There can be no vaccination against AIDS. It is only a temporary relief. Sometimes it is delayed, the death is delayed for 2 years. And all who know, all the scientists who know the fact, they agree, they accept it. So it is just a sort of boasting that we have overpowered AIDS. But this boasting is bad for people. They think that AIDS can be overpowered, so they relax and commit more mistakes. So instead of suppressing AIDS, it's abetting AIDS. Such claims are. Second question.
I think second part was answered because I was going to ask, as a believers, are we allowed to be involved to help this discovering the success of discover this vaccination?
You can only help by preaching, by admonishing people to abstain from bad things, or there cannot be any fight against AIDS. You know, there is a natural law of Allah, which is called nemesis. And every sexual disease is punished by that law. It's an amazing thing that sexual excesses always create diseases which only spread through sexual acts. Otherwise, if you're suffering from cold, it spreads without any sexual act. It spreads all along. But Allah has, this is a proof of God's existence. He has created punishment for sexually wayward people who can only be punished when they are remiss in their habits and in their conduct. Now I can give examples of this. There used to be syphilis, and it terrified people, but it spread with sexual contact. There used to be gonorrhea, And at one time it terrified people. And it used to spread with sexual contact, not otherwise. Similarly, herpes of a sexual nature is transferable only with sex. So these things are noted down by scientists in a newly strange way as well. They used to think they had overpowered syphilis. They used to think that they have overpowered gonorrhea and it's finished and done with. And now during the AIDS, they were surprised to detect that some people who had no trace of syphilis in them, when suffering from AIDS, syphilis immediately appeared as well. So they were surprised, where from has syphilis come? So they traced such persons to 1 or 2, 3 generations, and there was no trace of syphilis. Later on, they discovered that previously their some forefathers used to suffer from syphilis. Apparently it was subdued and finished. But it was, apparently it was finished, but it was not finished, it was subdued. And when AIDS weakened their defenses, then the subdued syphilis also caught up to the surface. So these are strange things which occur in a medical history, and these people, they are just boasting things. They are only abetting the bad things, not helping them to root it out. About herpes, I must further clarify there are 2 types of herpes. Herpes zoster, which has nothing to do with sex. A patient can suffer from herpes zoster who is absolutely pure and honest. But there is called herpes genitalis, which has to do with the genital parts. Now this is such a punishing disease that only those who suffer can realize how punishing it is. It burns you inside out, and it's a terrible disease. People suffer from it. But it's so common that once they wanted to make research on herpes, how it was spread and how long can it be traced. In one case, I read it in some American books, that they found 100 links. Herpes was spread from one person to the second, third, fourth, fifth, and after making 100 links into it, it came back. It never leaves you. I mean, it levels the person, diseased person, never leaves him, and continuously reappears throughout life. So I don't know, they don't understand these things. Nature works to punish them, but that is only a worldly punishment. I'm not talking of spiritual punishment, that's a different story. Every other contract was opposite sex. The second link was ladies, third link was a man, fourth link was a lady.
So when we dream of someone, could that mean also the person is aware that we have dreamed of him?
If you see a person in dream,
Yes.
do you see him?
No, does he also know that he has been seen?
Does he also know?
Yes.
That's what I missed. Does he also know that you have
Yes,
seen him?
Yes.
Sometimes it happens. Amazingly, it has happened with me as well. That I have seen somebody in dream, and that person has seen me in dream and exactly with the same subject. So it's amazing. It can happen, but it's not usual. It may happen if Allah so wills. Otherwise, when you see somebody in dream, then he may not be he may be totally unaware of your dream.
When in a state of illness, which prayer would Hazur recommend?
يقول الأخت لما يكون الشخص مريض ما هو الدعاء الذي يؤكد عليه ويقترحه حضرة أمير المؤمنين؟
I think the best prayer is Allahumma anta shafi la shifa illa shifa'uk fashfi mardana shifan kamilan ajilal la yughadiru saqama. This is the prayer which I beg of Allah mostly, and it is the same prayer which I request you to pray for yourself and other diseased people. And ask Azbil Bas Anta Shafi La Shifa illa Shifa'uk Fashfi Mardana Shifan Kamilan Ajilal La Yughadiru Saqama. The complete one is Azbil Bas Rabban Nas.
That I missed.
Yughadiru Saqama.
Yes, لا يغادر سقما. Yes.
Not who.
لا يغادر سقما. Sorry.
لا يغادر سقما.
لا يغادر سقما. Yes.
Have you understood this? No.
I will get the prayer from Mom.
In English, it means remove the suffering, O Lord of human beings, Rabban Nas. Zabil Bas Rabban Nas, Anta Shafi, only you can cure. The others just don't cure. La Shifa illa Shifa. Without your cure, there is no cure. Fashfe Mardana Shifan Kamilan. So, oh Lord, we beg you to grant cure to whoever is ill from amongst ourselves. La yughadiru ajilan kamilan, complete cure and quick cure. La yughadiru saqama, which doesn't leave any traces of the disease behind. So this is a perfect prayer which Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to pray, and this is what I do myself as well. That has been translated in Arabic.
Yes, been said.
Which I was doing only for her sake
Yes.
in English, because she wouldn't understand Arabic directly.